Hello. So for today we're making my wonderful hamburgers. They're very juicy, very delicious, and I haven't come across anyone yet that doesn't like them. Although I'm sure there's someone out there that doesn't, but here we go. First we're going to put the hamburger into this bowl. I set it out for an hour and let it come to room temperature. No longer than an hour, because you don't want your meat to sit at room temperature for very long. It's not a healthy thing. So just let it get there and you're ready to go. Alright, so we're going to spread the meat out in the bowl. The reason that we do this is so that when we add the ingredients, it gets evenly distributed and it's much easier to mix it and stir it in. The more you spread it out, the better. It makes for a really good mix. Okay, there we go. First, we want to add a good layer of salt. Make sure that all the meat's covered. Salt makes a big difference in the flavor of a hamburger. Then, I'm going to add just a little bit of onion powder in on top of that. Now we're going to add a little bit of Worcestershire sauce. Just enough to drip over most of the meat. And a little bit of Lawry's signature steakhouse. This makes it a little garlicky, a little spicy, so we don't want to add a whole lot. Now the most important ingredient is our liquid smoke. See this? You want to shake it up before you use it because it tends to settle in the bottom, like you can see here. So get some of that flavor up out of the bottom, shake it up, and now we want a really good healthy coating on our meat. This is what gives it a really good smoky flavor. Okay, now that we have it all in there, I'm going to stir it up very thoroughly. Keep mixing until it's all the same color. We're getting there. Now if we flip it over, we shouldn't see any really big dark spots. Perfect, there we go. Okay, this is what we're looking for. I usually make 4 hamburgers out of a pound of hamburger meat, and my husband and I only eat 2 at a time. So I'm going to split this in half. Put a little more there. And I'll put half of it in the fridge, and we'll have hamburgers again tomorrow night. This half, I'm going to shape into a ball. I did wash my hands, of course, thoroughly. And these are going to go on our Foreman grill. You can cook these any way you like. You can bake them, you can put them in a skillet, or you can cook them the way I do, on a George Foreman. If you're going to put them in a skillet, put them on medium heat and then watch it. When the hamburger is half brown, flip it until it browns on the other side. It would be all right to eat at that point, as long as it's brown all the way through. If you want a good sear on it, turn your heat up to high and go 1 minute on either side, and you'll get a good sear. But you never want to go more than that. All right, now on to the grill. Okay, so now we're going to put our hamburgers onto the grill. I have this George Foreman set to 350 degrees. And here's my hamburger meatball that I made. I'm going to flatten it out as flat as I can get it, because as it cooks, it's going to bunch up and become smaller. And we want these to fit on the bun. There we go, that's good. And now for my hamburger, I'm going to add a little A1 to the top because I like the sweet spicy of it. Give it a good coat there. And for my husband's hamburger, I'm adding Montreal steak seasoning because it makes it nice and spicy. And both hamburgers will be delicious when they're done. So now I'm going to cook them. I will be checking on them every 2 to 3 minutes. Anytime you're cooking hamburger or steak, you should be checking on it frequently. It can go from not being very done to being overdone very quickly once it starts to get warm in the middle. Alright, let's check on our burgers. They've been cooking for about 5 minutes now. They're looking good. They're still running a little bit pink juice, which means they're not quite cooked all the way through yet. I'm going to give them 2 more minutes and they should be perfect. Now, the grill will dry them out really fast, so you don't want to go any longer than that. But you always want to cook hamburger all the way through for safety and health reasons. Alright, so we're going to let these have another couple of minutes. Okay, so I was keeping an eye on the hamburgers, and they finished within 1 minute. That's what I was saying, you always keep an eye on them. And these are perfect. The liquid in them is running clear, and they've got a nice char on them. This is mine with the A1 on it. You can see that. Here's my husband's with the Montreal steak seasoning. Now we're going to unplug the grill because we don't want to burn the stuff that's on the plates and smoke up the apartment. And I'll give you a look at the hamburgers on the plates. Don't those look tasty? And the French fries will be out in a few minutes. So enjoy your hamburger.